Welcome back to Duda Dojo, your source for the latest Duda news, platform how-tos, and web design updates. I'm Matt Scroggs, the executive producer, and today we're focusing on something that can make or break your visibility on Google, meta titles. Our team is here to explain why title tags pack such a big punch for SEO. So let's jump right in.
Rachel, today we are joined by a special guest from the search marketing team, Josiah.
What's up?
The director of search marketing at RivalMind. So thank you for joining us and welcome to Duda Dojo.
Love it. Glad I'm here.
We're excited to have you. We feel like we're going to get a little bit of an education today.
Sure hope so.
From from your big brain. You can just advise us today. So we want to talk to you about meta titles and meta descriptions.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, all the time when our web development team is building websites, we obviously are generating page titles and meta descriptions for those pages. Now, when it's a strategized project, we obviously take advisement from the strategy team. Mm-hmm. And so we want to know from you, what are some tips and tricks that you could tell us today about how to best create a page title or a meta description for any one of those pages?
Yeah. Oh man, let's go into it. So let's start with why in the world are we even talking about this, right? The whole aim of a title tag and meta description is to entice someone to click on it and go to that page.
Okay, so can you tell us, like, when you say that, to entice someone, so you're talking about a search engine.
Yep.
Yeah, so when that information shows up on a search engine, that's what we're trying to encourage the user to click on by giving them information from a page title and meta description.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
The nerdy way to say that is the SERP,
okay,
right? The search engine results page.
Okay.
We typically are talking about Google because that's where a majority of the searches happen. But right, somebody is looking for something to type it in, talk it in, however they're searching. Mm-hmm. And then all the listings that come up, what you're seeing are title tags and meta descriptions of that page. And so people are scrolling like you, me, we scroll a whole bunch and we're looking for, is that what I'm trying to find? Is that what I'm trying to find?
We want something relevant to our search.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So that's the whole aim of a title tag and meta description is you're trying to summarize really concisely, hey, this is what this page is about. Come check it out if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And so, the easiest way to do that is to, in your title tag, you've got 60 characters to try to make like a really enticing title to get someone to click on it.
Why 60?
That's the limit you have. That's just
60 max.
Yep. 60 max.
60 or less. Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So one best practice is if your title tag is 100 characters long, you're going to see it cut off and the 3 dots put at the end of it. And so someone who's like, scrolling, they're going to see that and they're going to be like, oh, it got cut off. Okay,
look at this insider information we're getting today. Full education. Yes.
Right. So that's just the title tag. The meta description is, right, you've got up to 160 characters to give a little bit more in depth of like, what exactly is this? Now, caveat here, Google can and does override both the title tag and meta description. If it thinks
that's unfair.
If it thinks it can better describe the page than what you fed it. So what,
that's AI stepping in for you, right?
That's Google trying to be the best it can for the searcher because that's its entire aim, right? Is
it wants to
someone's looking
the
for
user.
Something.
Yeah.
Exactly. Someone's looking for something and it's trying to provide the best result it possibly can.
So Google override that?
You can't. So you can serve it. The best way to override it is to do such an excellent job describing the page that Google is like, yep, that's exactly what that page is about. That's perfect.
So you got to beat it at its own game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, if your title tag's too long or your meta description is too long, most of the time Google's going to be like, hey, this is what I think people are looking for. So I'm going to change that out.
So now, Google's kind of looking out for the user.
Yeah.
It's looking out for us.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So, from the nerdy side, like when we get into strategized websites and we're doing, keyword research and finding what keywords need to be in the title tag and meta description, what are people looking for? What we figure out is how do we say that in the most enticing way possible? And then make sure that the page itself also does a good job of describing that. Because what you can't do is just shove the keyword in the title tag or the meta description, but the actual page the user goes to doesn't adequately talk to that topic at all.
Interesting.
So you have to do a good job of actually providing valuable resources for the searcher because Google figures that out, right?
Yeah. How do you feel about people naming their home page title home?
Ooh.
Oh, don't get me started.
I love this question.
Yep.
Let's be real.
Yep. Right. It doesn't do anything. All you're communicating to both the searcher and to Google that home is all this website is about, right? And so from that perspective, it's not helpful for anybody.
Yeah.
Whereas your homepage, you can do a good job of saying, hey, we are this sort of company. We service this sort of area. Check out what we do.
Yeah. So everyone out there that has a homepage page title home, you need to go and immediately change that.
100%.
Or keep it and just keep getting low rankings.
Yeah.
That's perfect advice. That's perfect. Exactly. Right. So you can go into, if you're in Duda, if you're in WordPress, whatever website platform you're on, you can go to the editor side of that and you can find where the title tag is and the meta description is and write in a good one.
This is interesting.
Yeah,
I love
love
this.
that, yeah.
Rachel, I mean, working in the web dev team, you're obviously building these websites and you're having to assign page titles and descriptions. Can you talk to about like, what is that experience like in the Duda system? And what are some of the tools there that help you get that job done?
Yeah. So actually, I've learned so much in the last couple of minutes here.
Yeah, you're welcome.
For real. But I definitely know not to create home as home.
Yeah.
But outside of that, our standard process, if they're not moving into SEO, is to just create the page title for what the page title is, one for one. But then we communicate with the SEO team if they are moving into SEO. And then it's a little bit more of an expansive page title. So that's kind of our process, which is very simplified. Yours is like this glorified vision of what SEO looks like.
Yes.
We're all about optimizing stuff, right?
Yeah.
For us, we're trying to find what is the searcher trying to find, and then what phrase do people search the most that we can leverage, right? If we know someone who's looking for this particular thing, if they just search this keyword, that's only searched 50 times a month per se.
Yeah.
But there might be a different way that more people say it that's searched thousands of times a month. Our team's like, duh, let's just make that be what we're trying to target so we can show up for it.
That's why you do what you do.
Exactly.
You
You're
do
like
it
the
so well.
brains of this operation
Yes.
here. I'm just like trying to make sure that the design looks pretty and the client is happy.
Yeah.
And that's super important as well, right? You have to have, you could have like the sweetest title tags, the most like coolest meta descriptions. But what really happens is when they get to the website, it's got to be awesome.
It's got to be
It's gotta be
trustworthy.
engaging.
It can't look, in my words, janky because you don't trust what you're like.
Right.
What is this website?
Yeah.
I'm
All
on?
of us
Yeah.
have landed on a website that we're like, this is
No,
sketch.
I need to back
get
out.
out of here.
Yeah,
right? So totally.
Yeah.
I mean, those go hand in glove. Like that's why SEO and website design, they're so closely related because you could drive all the traffic in the world to a website, but if it doesn't convert well, what's the point?
Yep, exactly. That's a
Teamwork
really
makes
strong
the dream
point.
work.
Yep. And I know Duda offers AI tools in the back end.
Yeah.
So it will auto-generate page titles and meta descriptions. So that works for your average user. But in the case of like something that's strategized, we need to be really mindful about what those page titles are and those
It's
meta
way more in
descriptions.
depth.
Yeah.
But otherwise, Duda's got you.
Duda's got you. It's got your back. Yeah. Can you provide us with any tips or even like, don't do this when generating page titles and meta descriptions?
Yep. Don't just 100% feed it to AI and don't look at it.
Okay.
Because AI is only as good as the prompt you give it. So if you didn't do a good job describing, I'm not saying you, I'm saying like if someone just feeds, hey, create this title tag for me, but you didn't give enough information about who is this business?
Yeah.
What are their services? What is this one page actually about? Because really, one page can really only be targeting one phrase or one tightly knit group of phrases. If you try to target one page to 19 different things, it's not going to show up for anything. So that would be the first thing is to review whatever prompts you give AI to ensure that it meets exactly what the business is that you're trying to reflect on SERP.
I love
Trust
that.
but verify.
100%.
Trust but verify. Would you say the voice matters as well? Like how the content is written? So as
Absolutely.
the tone and the voice matches each other?
Absolutely, right? Like that gets into branding a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we all know that every business talks to their customers or wants to talk to their customers in a particular way. And so that has to be adequately represented on the copy that's on the page and the title tags and meta descriptions that get pulled through onto the SERP, right? Which you all know now what that means.
Yes.
How do you figure that out? So like, a company that trains dogs versus a tax consulting company. How do you differentiate those page titles?
Oh man, this is going to get our content team all excited. So part of it is just some discovery of figuring out how does the client prefer to talk to their
Audience.
to their audience. Do
Mhm.
they like to be more chill and just using casual language and being more of like a come alongside sort of business? Are they a very professional, clean cut? So a lot of that, it just happens in our discovery.
Mhm.
And really it comes into, we provide a couple of different examples of, okay, here's what the tonality might be
Mhm.
for someone with a little bit more casual language or
Yes.
more professional language or those types of things. And the client knows really quickly whether that matches the way they want to be represented.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great question too. I mean, we can take that back to the team as well.
Yeah.
I just feel like I've got this like beautiful download from you today, just like wealth of knowledge that I can just carry with me, and now I can walk around.
And then we can upload it to our website.
Yes, and we can just sound like we know what we're talking about.
We do.
From our side of the table. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to come in studio and talk to us about this. This is something that's very valuable, not only to our watchers, but to our team. And then Rachel, of course, I'm always happy when you join me in the studio. So thanks to both of you today.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Did you see that? It was pretty great, right? You should check out this next video and subscribe.